The latest episode of our favorite trashfire masterpiece, Fate's Strange Fake, just dropped, and it is absolute heat, fam. This dupe holy grail war, fueled by pure chaos and obsession, has officially hit its peak. Do your boy a favor, smash that subscribe button and hit like. Alright, let's get straight to the action. After Alcides sent that cop to the permanent lobby, Chief Orlando started screaming for a retreat until his vocal cords literally gave out. Talk about a total mental breakdown. But Alcides hit him with a hard no, flexing a massive burst of mana that sent shockwaves through the entire area. The 28 Monsters squad is looking absolutely cooked, some are deleted, others are barely crawling. Alcides draws his bow, locking his sight straight on Jack. Having had his noble phantasm jacked, leaving his Saint Graph in literal tatters, Jack realizes he's got zero wincon left in this fight. Meanwhile, at the church near the hospital, the verbal and physical slugfest between our golden boy Gilgamesh and Richard the Lionheart is getting intense. These two lords of flexing are clashing head-on, trading blows like neither one has ever heard of the word mercy. Richard knows he can't outstat the King of Heroes in a straight-up power contest, but when it comes to drifting and pure speed, he's 100% confident he can out-tier Gilgamesh. Mid-combat, Richard proves he has zero shame. He's out here literally snatching weapons right out of Gil's collection while spamming his Excalibur ultimate on loop. On top of that, he's weaving and dodging Gil's rain of swords with movements so fluid they put professional gymnasts to shame. On the outside, Richard is spamming his noble phantasm like he's got an infinite mana glitch, but his master, Akaya, is acting like it's barely a tickle. Watching this play out, Hansa is getting low-key curious, who exactly is this girl? While the heavy hitters are busy flexing, Sigma and his assassin partner are plotting a high-stakes break-in. Their target, Tsubaki's room, which sits at a $1 million view location, the top floor, far right corner. But before they can make a move, Jester ambushes them, letting out a barrage of verbal shade at Sigma. Good choice, kid. If you ditched this cute girl to save your own skin, I would have turned you into literal pig feed. But unlucky for you, I'm not about to let anyone hang out next to my crush, so I guess it's time to log you out permanently. The assassin girl, tired of Jester's yapping, is about to shut him up when, bang, he takes a lead candy straight to the dome. That'll teach him to monologue mid-fight. Meanwhile, just as Alcides is about to secure first blood, Flat burns a command spell to teleport their target right off the map. After the narrow escape, Flat is still naively crunching the numbers, wondering if beating Alcides to a pulp would let them loot back the stolen mana. Jack immediately kills the vibe with some cold reality. Give it up, kid. The only way to fix this mess is for Jack to essentially delete himself from the server so Flat can resummon him from the throne of heroes. The catch? There's no guarantee which version of Jack will spawn back in, and the gacha rates for a perfect recovery are looking pretty trash. Suddenly, a random middle-aged guy claiming to be caster spawns in, complaining about how authors shouldn't have to do manual labor. Flat, being the massive nerd he is, recognizes the vibe instantly. This is the legendary creator of the Three Musketeers. Caster starts calling out Flat for being a sneaky player, noticing the kid had already planted magic in his shadow. Caught red-handed, Flat just flexes his practical mindset. Look, if you're an enemy, I'm in self-defense mode. If you're a friendly and I attack, then I'm just a team killer wasting mana. Better safe than sorry, right? This snake-tier logic actually impresses the writer, who decides he likes the kid style. To wrap things up, Caster reveals his true mission. He's planning to use his noble phantasm, the Musketeers, challenging the windmills, to basically mash up Jack's shapeshifting existence with Flat's life force. It's a temporary power buff meant to hack the system and give the teacher-student duo a fighting chance. But there's a huge disclaimer: what the price for this game-breaking hack actually is? Even the author himself has no idea. Back on the battlefield, just as Alcides is about to finish off the 28 Monsters squad, a swarm of Jack's clones spawns in to start trolling. These shadow figures swarm Alcides like ants on sugar, manifesting a barrier to lock him down. Alcides just pulls it as that all-louis face, literally shredding the barrier with a casual swipe before drawing his bow to snipe the exact spot where the mana is peaking. Flat, who was camping in the shadows, takes a direct hit from the arrow. But CK, the kid who just got sniped, was a decoy disguised by Jack. The real Flat used the barrier as a distraction to flank Alcides, getting right up in his personal space. The real game starts now. Using the very noble phantasm that Alcides swiped from Jack as a Wi-Fi bridge, Flat hacks straight into the big guy's system, planting a spell that causes a total traffic jam in his mana flow. While Alcides is reeling from the status effect and watching his HP drop, a silhouette lunges forward at lightning speed. The real game starts now. Using the very noble phantasm that Alcides swiped from Jack as a Wi-Fi bridge, Flat hacks straight into the big guy's system, planting a spell that causes a total traffic jam in his mana flow. While Alcides is reeling from the status effect and watching his HP drop, a silhouette lunges forward at lightning speed. In a flash, the man is knocking on death's door, but you think a critical hit is enough to delete him? Alcides plays a dirty card, forcing the Holy Grail's mud to act as a power bank to replenish his health, sucking the poison back into the wound to teeter on the edge of life and death. Furious and low-key tilted, he decides to rage quit the area and ghosts the battlefield. Over at the church, Hansa is having an existential crisis watching Ayaka's infinite mana pool. He grills her, "What kind of creature are you to be pumping mana like an open tap? You'd need to be a top-tier magus to pull that off," but Ayaka is just vibing in no thoughts, head empty mode, completely clueless about what's going on. Suddenly, the ceiling caves in, and Gilgamesh drops in with that main character energy. He starts throwing shade at Richard, asking if he's actually trying to protect this city. Gil tells him he has zero reason to be fighting, and coming at the king with that weak mindset is the definition of delusional. While the Golden King is busy monologuing, Ayaka is hitting a massive lag spike, with weird visions flashing through her head like a corrupted file. Richard is officially getting cooked, lying in the rubble and begging Gilgamesh for a mercy pass for his master. He claims, "The girl pumping me with mana isn't even a master, I'm just hacking her supply." Gil, being the absolute emperor he is, finds this amusing enough to grant the request with a casual nod. Just as Richard is about to head to the permanent lobby, Alcides, who is still totally tripping on Hydra venom, manages to squeeze out a desperate backstab arrow. This man is so petty that even with half his body in the grave, he's determined to drag Gilgamesh down to hell with him just for the vibes. He opens the set with his ultimate 9 lives skill. Our golden boy Gil is just chilling, ready to open his vault and parry the hit, when suddenly, poof, the power goes out. Gilgamesh is caught completely off guard, and before he can even process the system error, Alcides arrows have already turned him into a literal pincushion. The one who just ninja-looted Gil's defense is none other than Ishtar, rocking a golden key. In the hands of a normal human, that key is basically trash-tier loot, but unfortunately for Gil, it's in the hands of a goddess. With a single flick of her wrist, she literally changes the password and locks Gilgamesh out of his own vault. All it took was 1 second of being distracted by a girl. Seizing the opportunity of a lifetime, Humbaba fires a massive energy beam that rips right through Gilgamesh's midsection. The Golden King takes the critical hit and collapses on the spot. Suddenly, a thick, pitch-black fog starts rolling in. Detecting the stench of a high-level curse within the mist, even Goddess Ishtar is like, "Hard pass," and hauls tail out of there. Amidst the absolute chaos, Richard reappears, hovering over Ayaka like a worried big bro. He wants to keep guarding the church, but he's clearly out of mana and running on fumes. Ayaka begs him to go get his wounds patched up, but he tries to play it smooth. "Healing me with your feelings is better than any potion, babe." Ayaka is officially done with the cringe, "Stop playing around. If we don't ghost this place right now, we're all getting deleted." And that's a wrap on episode 10. Will Gilgamesh manage to recover his vault password, or is the king officially out of the game? Smash that subscribe button to catch the next episode with me. Peace out. Think being a king is all glitz and glamour? Think again. Our boy Richard just got his clueless past exposed, and let's just say he hit a total system freeze in front of a squad of out-tier legends. The episode kicks off with Sigma waking up in the middle of nowhere. After getting jumped by a vampire, the dude finds himself stranded on the outskirts of the city. The vampire has officially ghosted the scene, and the Watcher is nowhere to be found. While Ayaka is standing there in no thoughts, head empty mode asking, "Who am I, where am I?" She accidentally hacks into Richard's core memories and gets a front row seat to his backstory. Turns out, back in the day, young Richard was a certified battle god, but his personality was unique. He used to sneak out of the castle without his mom's permission to go solo a bunch of bandits just because he was bored out of his mind. Why? Because his stats were too cracked. He mastered everything in a heartbeat, and once he picked up a sword, nobody on the server could touch him. Richard actually had a heart-to-heart with his mom, complaining, "Mom, I'm too good. I'm so cracked that I literally have 0 friends. Should I just start trolling and pretend to be a noob so people will actually play with me?" Talk about a suffer from success flex. Hearing him talk like that makes you want to yeet yourself off the planet from secondhand cringe. But his mother wasn't having it. She hit him with some truth, saying, "Being a genius is one thing, but you can't be a hero on talent alone, sweetie. A real hero like King Arthur stays dedicated to their path." She went full psychological manipulation mode, telling him stories of Arthur to keep him in line, before chat banning him as punishment for sneaking out. Back in the present, Ayaka wakes up from her unauthorized stream of Richard's past. She decides to run a quick vibe check on his confidence. "So, I heard you're a master of everything? Any chance you can fix that trashed church over there?" Richard hits a total lag spike and has to admit the truth. "Yeah, about that. If I could actually fix things, I would have repaired that opera house a long time ago." Ayaka keeps the receipts coming. "What about English? You're literally the king of England, right?" The guy just scratches his head. "Honestly, my English is the laggiest on the server." Ayaka is literally ROFLANG. Talk about a reality check for a guy who used to crow so hard about his skills. On the other side of the map, John is still processing that massive illegal buff Caster gave him to keep him from getting deleted. The whole squad realizes they're currently trapped in a reality marble, an absolute glitch in the matrix where every single trace of their battle has been wiped clean. John's team suggests linking up with Ayaka's group to find a way out, because the server is currently in total meltdown. The Kuroka girl has suddenly turned into a controller, her soul is causing a massive chain reaction of chaos, and to top it all off, someone just appeared with the power to actually send the Golden King Gilgamesh to the permanent lobby. While Golden Boy Gil is lying there looking absolutely cooked, a mysterious figure spawns in. You'd think this guy was here to loot the body and finish him off, but nope. He claims to be Gil's ultimate day one bestie. Yep, it's Enkidu. Enkidu keeps it real, saying, I'm not here to play savior or judge you. If I were the one lying there, you wouldn't waste a single tear on me, and I wouldn't need you to anyway. Talk about a toxic yet incredibly valid friendship. Tyne begs Enkidu to save the Golden King, reminding him of the legendary bromance they shared back in the day. Enkidu's like, whoa, don't look at me, I haven't done anything yet. He actually gives Tyne some props for using her magic to try and respawn Gil's health, a total pro master move. Enkidu admits he's low-key curious why Gil didn't just delete the person trying to use him, so he decides to jump in and help clean up the mess caused by that evil god who's currently poisoning the server. And boom, Goddess Ishtar officially enters the chat. Normally, beings with her level of divine stats aren't allowed in this war, but she's playing with a cheat engine. She claims she planted a blessing way beforehand, just waiting for Gil's ego and that doll to clash so she could show up to protect humanity. Meanwhile, the Mages Association is panicking, debating if they should call the head of the Tosaka family. But everyone is too scared because they know if that Queen of Mean shows up, she won't fix the disaster, she'll just blow it up even more. Over on the other side, Hansa and Flat are busy trying to find a way through the map. Flat is out here doing some high-level scouting, noticing the turntables are spinning way too easily and the radio signals are still live. The problem, he can't find the core of the reality marble anywhere. It's definitely being hidden with some peak-tier stealth. So, our boy decides to head to the rooftop, hoping a change of scenery and a bit of peace and quiet might help him catch a lucky break. Meanwhile, Sigma and his assassin partner are mid-chat with Tsubaki when a massive blob of black mist spawns right behind her. They both hit a panic jump to keep their distance. Turns out, that mist is actually Pale Rider. Realizing this cloud is a heroic spirit, the duo decides it's time to go find Tsubaki's parents and have a little talk to see if they can wake her up from this nightmare. At the same time, Orlando is having a total meltdown after hearing his 28 elites squad got swallowed by the mist. To make matters worse, he finds Castor just chilling in the police lobby like he's on vacation. Orlando's fuming, but Castor just shrugs it off, claiming he stayed high up enough that the mist couldn't reach his vibe. Orlando is literally foaming at the mouth, screaming at Castor for going rogue and trashing the plan. Castor just drops a logic bomb, chill, those 28 guys are still safe. If you want, I can sneak in and rescue them. Orlando isn't ready to pull the trigger on that yet, but Castor, who literally crafted the gear for the police force, is 100% confident. As a writer, he's already cast those 28 officers as the main characters of his latest masterpiece. Inside the glitchy reality, Vera, who usually looks like she's got it all figured out, gets hit with a heavy question. Do we really have to delete the lead mage to reset the server and get out of here? Meanwhile, John is still totally lost, staring at Richard and wondering if he's actually a servant or just some random guy wandering around the map. Richard tries to play it smooth with a professional intro. Nice to meet you, kid, let's collab. But the honeymoon phase ends fast when the squad starts arguing over Tsubaki. Some think the girl is the literal root cause of all this chaos. Richard drops a heavy moral checkmate. If she really is the source of all this darkness, are you guys actually heartless enough to smack a child? The whole team hits a system freeze, nobody wants to answer that. This part is pure online depression. We get a flashback of little Tsubaki sobbing, apologizing to her parents and promising to work harder and endure anything just so they won't abandon her. It's absolutely heartbreaking, and right at her lowest point, Mr. Black appears like a dark god to offer her a way out. Tsubaki looks at the shadow and asks, "Are you my servant?" before dropping the ultimate Yandere line, "We're going to be together forever, right?" It's a classic move for someone who's been lonely for too long. As soon as a trap presents itself, she dives in headfirst without a second thought. Seeing the situation spiral, our boy Richard switches into hero mode, offering to shoulder all the blame. He admits he might not be a shiny, perfect knight out of a storybook, but he's determined to protect the innocent. Richard declares, "Let me handle the dirty work. Once I do it once, I'll get the hang of it, just leave all the baggage to me." Meanwhile, Flat is still exploring this glitchy reality marble. The squad discovers that this map is a periodic copy-paste of the real world, but it's full of bugs, like the silver plating machines that refuse to run. That's the problem with dupe items, they look legit, but the user experience is straight up trash. Even though Gilgamesh is currently offline, his Saint Graph is still being used as an accessory or battery for someone else's plan. Richard and Ayaka are trying to find a signal to the outside world, and Ayaka is visibly shaken seeing Richard get ready to go beast mode. Richard tries some gentle manipulation to calm her down. "You keep that pure, smiling energy. Let me handle the filth." Even if my hands get dirty, the fact that I'm saving you remains real. Ayaka isn't having any of that solo carry talk. She snaps back, hard pass, if there's dirt, we're cleaning it together. Don't you dare try to carry the world by yourself. The duo finally decides to embark on a journey across this fake map, starting at the church to protect little Tsubaki. Back with Tsubaki, as she's spiraling in fear, a divine entity claiming to be an ancient god manifests to check in. Can you hear me, kid? It's your boy, Mr. Black. And here comes the ultimate plot twist that's got the community's brains lagging. While everyone sees Ayaka causing absolute chaos in Snowfield, a high-tier source reports that she's actually on vacation in Romania. Wait, what? One body in two locations? Is she using a cloning hack, or is the server just completely bugged out? This cliffhanger has everyone hitting a system freeze while they wait for answers. This fake Holy Grail War is getting illusory by the second, fam. Are you guys ready for the next round of high-stakes combat? Don't forget to smash that like button, obliterate the subscribe button, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next drop. Drop your theories in the comments below, let me know what you think is going on. Peace out.